Nell Hall had driven her old car to her neighbor's house just before the funnel cloud hit. Something told her not to go home just then.
It was the Lord talking to me. Stop one house from me, just one house from here. I was at that down there.
And then what happened after you stopped at that house?
Then we hear this roar, and I see this dark, just like a storm come over. And then I was standing at the front door in his house, and I see the pine tree falling across my car.
Then the tornado ripped through her house, tossing the walls around and sending mattresses flying. From there, it churned up to Beulah Johnson's home, where it tore the roof off and dropped it elsewhere. And across the street, Bessie Hunter's house stood in the path of the twister's devastating winds. Her 8 children and several grandchildren were just sitting down to dinner. Her daughter remembers what happened next.
And next thing I know, we was all down on the floor. And the house started moving. I told everybody, get down, get down. Everybody got down, and we started praising the Lord. And we just sit and we praise the Lord till it all was over.
The house was actually picked up and moved.
The house was actually picked up and moved.
It used to be right about 3 feet from where we're standing, right?
That's right. It was actually picked up and moved.
What will you do now?
What will we do? Well, we all try to survive.
And survive they have. In fact, there were only 2 very minor injuries. Police and fire crews were on the scene helping residents salvage what they could. But it may be a long time before many of these victims can pick up the pieces of their lives and put them back together again. Kathy Midkiff, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Whaleyville. Last night, there was nothing for the victims to do but shake their heads at the tremendous power of the whirling winds. This morning, when the sun came through the rafters of what used to be Beulah Johnson's roof, the reality of the devastation set in, and friends and family gathered to ask for help.
Father God bless this weather.
Up the road at Nell Hall's house, there was no house at all, just the floor and piles of what are now Nell's memories.
I feel good. I don't feel sad or nothing like that. I really don't.
What do you think's getting you through all this?
Well, I always praise the Lord anyhow. That's the only one I can praise, because He done it. I didn't do it. Get a trailer.
To put on the same side?
Right. Or use one. Won't be a new one. Doesn't matter, just so it's somewhere to live at. You know what I mean?
While the victims were making plans, social workers and insurance representatives were assessing the damage, and power company crews hoisted new poles into position to replace those that were ripped out by the devastating winds. There is a kind of unquestioning acceptance about what happened here. No one's asking themselves, at least publicly, why this happened to them. They say it's not something they have to be concerned about. What they do have to worry about, though, is picking up the pieces and starting over again. And to do that, they draw from the strength of their faith. Kathy Midkiff, Area 10 Eyewitness News, Whaleyville.